Good morning and Assalamu alaikum class. Hope you all are good, enjoying sound health. Here I am going to start my class in the name of Almighty Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today the topic which we are going to start is about long division. Basically, there are few steps which you have to follow while you are solving a question of division, especially it's a long division. Then you have to make sure that you are using all these operational signs during your question. There are some interesting keywords which will help you to remind the steps of division. There are the few family members, and name of each family member is actually representing the symbol or the operational sign which we are going to use in our division, and step by step we are going to follow these operational signs. Okay, starting from the first family member, that is basically dad. So for dad, the first letter is D, which means division or divide. Secondly, the next member that comes after that is mom, and the first letter of word mom is M, which is representing the operational sign of multiplication, that is multiply. Thirdly, here comes the next family member named sister, and the first letter of sister is S, which is indicating the operational sign of subtraction, that means subtract. The fourth one is brother, and the first letter of brother is B, that stands for the word bring down. It means it's a step after subtraction, it's a step when you have to bring down a new value and the next value in the next step. And the last one is rover, the dog, and this first letter R means we are going to repeat the step again from the start, or if the division is finished there, then we can get our remainder, R for repeat or R for remainder. So there are 5 different keywords which will help you to solve the long division, and I'm going to show you step 1. See, in the first step of long division, according to the rule, first of all we have to divide. So it means I'm going to make a radical sign where I'm going to put a value inside this radical sign, and a number which is written outside of this radical sign is going to divide this whole value, and the number which is written outside is basically called divisor, and the number which is written inside of the sign is called dividend. So in the first step, you have to divide, so you have to arrange the values according to their correct places. And now the first step is to think about the number 2, that is divisor, that how many times this 2 is going to be divide this first value. If the divisor is a 1-digit number, then you have to choose the 1 digit of the dividend as well. So after looking at the first digit, you have to identify that either this number is bigger than divisor or not. If the first digit is bigger than divisor, that means you can start your division, the process of division is possible. But if the first digit is smaller than divisor, then it means we cannot start our division. We need another number, so to make it a 2-digit number, and then you can start your division. But here you can see that the first digit, that is 9, is already greater than the number divided 2, that is divisor, and we can start our division. So in the first step, after making the arrangement of these values, you have to follow the next step, that is multiplication. And in multiplication, you have to start multiplying this number 2 with a number that will give you the value exactly equals to the number 9, or the nearest one, the closest one. Fine. So when I'm going to start multiplying my number 2 with different numbers starting from 1, 2 into 1 makes 2. 2 is very much smaller than 9, so I can move one step forward. Then 2 into 2 makes 4, that is still lesser than 9. I can move forward. 2 into 3 makes 6, which is also smaller than 9, so we can check one more step. And 2 into 4 makes 8. 8 is the most nearest, most closest value to the 9, so that we can stop over 8. So that's the second step of division, that you have to multiply your divisor with such a number that will give you the answer closest to your dividend. So here I got my answer 8. That's my second step. Okay, the third one is sister. So S stands for subtraction. It means now I'm going to subtract my value which I got after multiplication, that was 8, from 9, and after subtraction I got the answer, you can say it's a remainder, that is 1. After getting your remainder, you have to bring down the next digit. According to the rule, the fourth step was brother. So the name brothers starting from the letter B. B stands for bring down. So it means if I have a number, a value after 9, I can bring it down and make a new number and then repeat the same step. So I have a value after 9, that is 4, so I can bring down one more digit just below this line and make the new number, which will be equals to 14. Fine. That was my fourth step. Now the next step, step number 5, that was either to repeat the step or you get the remainder. So I can repeat my step because my remainder is bigger than my divisor. My remainder is 14 and my divisor is 2, so my remainder is bigger than divisor. I can repeat the step. So again I'm going to continue from the first step. Here I'm going to repeat my step. I'm going to start from the first step, that was step of division. Again I'm going to find some number after reading the table of 2 or after multiplying the number 2 with some value, and I can get my answer closest to the value 14. So again I'm going to divide this number 14 with the number 2. And how can I divide? I can start reading the table of 2. I'm going to multiply this number 2 to how many times so that I can get my answer exactly equals to 14 or nearest to 14. So after multiplying the number 2 with 7 times, I can exactly get the value equals to my remainder, that was 14. So 2 into 7 makes 14. That is my second step. After getting my answer, I have to move towards the third step, that was subtraction. Again, I'm going to subtract this value 14 from the number which was my remainder, and here I'm going to subtract these two values and I got my remainder. Okay, again if I have another value just after 4, I can repeat this step. I can bring down my next number. The fourth step is to bring down the next digit. I'm going to bring down the next digit 7, and if my new number, the number which I have just bring it down, is bigger than divisor, I can continue the same step. So 7 is already bigger than 2, so I am going to repeat my step. That is my step number 5, that you can repeat or you can stop over here. So I can repeat because my remainder is already greater than my divisor. So I'm going to repeat my step again. I'm going to start my division for the number 7. Again I'm going to find a value in the table of 2, that how many times 2 can make the number 7, or a value that is most closest to the number 7. So after repeating this step 3 times makes a number 6, which is the most closest, the most nearest to 7. So after my second step, the next third step is again sister for S. It means I'm going to subtract my this step again. So I'm going to subtract it, and finally I got my remainder that is lesser than my divisor. I got the remainder 1, which is smaller than my divisor, and now I don't have any other number which I can bring it down to make it a bigger one and can continue my step. So it means that my division is completed. Here I got my answer and a remainder, and my answer is 473 and my remainder is 1. So in the start, as I've told you, the number which is written inside of the radical sign is called dividend, and the number which is going to divide it is called divisor. The answer after division you got is called quotient, and the number which is left behind at the end of the division, it might be a 0 or some other value, but the number which is left after division is called its remainder. Finally, I got my answer just simply by following the simple steps, simple procedure of division, having the 3 operational signs in it. So see, the family is happy that with the help of each another, they can easily solve the sum. Okay, what comes next? Next thing is, after division, how can I check my division that either the division which I have done is correct or not? If I'm not sure that my division is correct, my answer is correct, there might be some mistake in my division, how can I check my answer? So there is a formula which will help you to check your answer. How can you check your division? For that, what you have to do, first of all, you have to multiply the divisor with the quotient, and then at the end you have to add the remainder in it, and you will see that your answer will be equals to dividend. Now I'm going to check my question which I have discussed before. In that question, the dividend was 947, the divisor was 2, the quotient was 473, and the remainder was 1. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to multiply the divisor with the quotient. Here is the quotient, 473, and the divisor is 2. Now, after starting my multiplication with the same step which we have discussed in our last class, then multiplication always start from the last row, from the ones row. So multiply this term 2 with 3 and you will get the answer 6. Then 2 with 7, you will get the answer 14. 14 is a 2-digit number. You cannot put 2-digit number in tens room. So what you have to do, you have to write down 4, the last number in the tens room, and the next one will be a carry to the next value. Then 2 into 4 makes 8. 8 plus 1, add the carry in it and you will get the answer 946. That's the step of first two multiplication values, divisor and quotient. And what you have to do next is, after getting your answer, you have to add the remainder also, add the remainder in it. Finally, after adding the remainder in my value, I will get the answer which is exactly equals to my dividend. That means my division was correct. There was no mistake in my division steps. Fine. So just you have to remember this formula. After division, you can check your answer by yourself and you can make sure that there is no mistake in your division. And if your answer is not equals to your dividend, then it seems that there might be a mistake. There's an example taken from your book in which the steps was solved according to the rule, and each part of division was labeled with their name. See, the number which is written inside of this radical sign 469 is called dividend. The number which is written outside of this sign, which is going to divide the number, is called divisor. The answer which you got after the division is called quotient, and the number which is left behind at the end of the division is called remainder. Fine. So that's the step of division which you have to remember, and you can easily identify each part of the division with the help of their particular name. I hope you have enjoyed the lecture and the topic is much more clear to you. Now I have a homework for you which you have to do today on your notebooks for the practice as well, so that the topic will be more clear to you. You have to do page number 15, question number 8, and there are three parts of this question: part A, C, and F. You have to solve all these parts on your notebook, and and I'm sure that you can easily solve this part with the help of these steps which we have discussed today. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Must attempt these parts at home. Inshallah, I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Allah Hafiz.